Sometimes I've heard that when you get a diagnosis, it can seem like the darkest of times. And with this particular diagnosis that our next guest got, it's amazing that not only is he fighting it with such courage, but he's also helping others along the path. He was diagnosed with ALS. Mike Deely joins us right now. And I know you served in the Navy so well. So what was one of your favorite places you got to travel?
Well, I've been to a couple cool places, but from being in the Navy, I spent majority of my time stationed in the Mojave Desert at Naval Weapons Center, China Lake, California. So I didn't have that opportunity to travel around the world.
Well, California seems like a pretty cool assignment, but I always think the ships have got to be out to sea, right? Well, anyways, we're so glad you're with us, and thank you for your service, Mike. As we begin to talk about your diagnosis, ALS, what first led you to the doctors?
Well, it started out within the spring of 2016. I was playing rugby for Rose's Rugby in Pennsylvania. And, you know, my left leg, when I was running, it was like a split second behind the reaction time of my right leg. I honestly thought that I maybe pinched a nerve in my back or something like that. I played the rest of that spring season, and then after that, I decided to take the summer off. Let my spine decompress, and hopefully the symptoms would go away. In the end of summer, they didn't, and I started developing fasciculations and twitching in my left arm and my left chest. That led me to a neurologist, and I got my final diagnosis in December 15th, 2016.
Well, Mike, you sound good, you look good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, you know, the disease takes its toll. There's no getting around it, but, you know, I feel good. You know, it kind of sucks losing some of your movement, but, you know, you got to live day at a time.
And Mike, with that said, what is the call to action today?
Well, I think the first call to action is just to simply be aware. And, you know, we need to promote this and let people understand what's happening with it. One of the aspects I just wanted to talk about is that veterans are more than twice as likely to be diagnosed with ALS. Thankfully, the Department of Veteran Affairs did a study with this, and they classified us as a service-related disability with a 100% rating. And they do go ahead and they offer us medical coverage to include devices, household modifications, and financial support. So, you know, awareness and, you know, trying to go ahead and raise more money for research.
You know, Mike, I alluded to it at the beginning. Some of us get in this, you know, funk and bad space, and obviously with this diagnosis, I had to feel that at some point. But how have you found the courage to then help others?
You know, I think it comes a little bit natural. Maybe some of it comes from boredom. You know, when you stop working and you're sitting around, you got to find something meaningful to do. But I'm in a situation that I can't change, and you know, the one positive thing I could do out of it is to turn it around and at least do something through advocacy with the ALS Association, both on the national and state level, and doing things like this where people like you are allowing me to speak about the disease, the issues with it, and how it relates to veterans.
Mike, you have a VIP pass to come back anytime. I really appreciate the perspective you're sharing with us, the inspiration. Anyone out there facing a challenge, what do you want to say to them today?
Well, a couple things is that on a personal level, I found getting news like this really clarified life. It's amazing how all the garbage that you kind of think about in your mind just disappears, and you focus on the things that you have control of and the things that you don't have control of. And, you know, I choose not to focus on the things I don't have control of, and that's ALS, the diagnosis, and my future with it. I choose to focus on the things that I can control in my life, and that's my family, my friends, and all the positive things in my life. So, you know, keep your chin up. Don't let the disease dictate your life. You dictate your life.
Well, absolutely, and you're living out that advice. And Mike, as we begin to wrap up, where do you want us to go for more information?
Sure, a great resource is radicava.com/veterans.
So important to get the word out. Thank you for your courage, your inspiration to be part of this campaign, helping our veterans who so sorely need it, and just the awareness campaign, Mike. I just salute you, and we continue to support you on your journey. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for having me this morning.